I've been somewhat dreading this particular portion.
Because, well, this is the hard work, right? Been putting it on the Hero. As of this moment, I have tried a chemical removal of the paint,
Used a grinder and the flap disc.
sanded and grinder, and that was just a horrendous mess. If I do that again, I'm going to try and put together a tent. Airflow in, airflow out, a filter. It's time to get to scraping. It's time to get the paint off of here so that I can start repairing these holes, repaint it. Finally get to the point where I'm assembling things rather than disassembling. As of right now, I've got this in about as many pieces as I can have it. So we're gonna get the tub, we're gonna get it stripped, nothing to it but to do it.
Squirrel. So before we get into the scraping, let's take a quick step back and go over how I got here, and came to the realization that this would be the most effective course. Of course you start, as these things do, with a cursory power wash. Really my goal here was to rinse only, just get the big grimy bits off. Maybe some of the loose paint too. Would be nice if it all just came off. I was so hopeful back then. Off camera, I went to a few classes at YouTube University and felt 100% sure that the easiest way to handle this paint was going to be paint stripper. Those credits don't transfer, by the way. An eye-watering $100 later, I had a gallon jug of gloopy salvation in my hands and a dream in my heart. There was no way I was going to have to do this the hard, manual way. I did a couple poorly framed tests, both on the paint proper and on the underside liner. I went with what the internet said was the best at the time I was searching. The results were promising. Not perfect, but I could see it making the job easier, even if all the paint wasn't stripped. Heck, you can actually see metal under there. So of course, maybe a larger area. No, too large. Maybe I'll try smaller sections. Sure, it'll take longer. No, never mind. I'm willing to admit that I was the problem. Maybe the layers were too thin. Maybe it was just too cold of a day. Maybe. I don't know. But I do know I did not have a great time of it. Not only was this going to be the hard manual way, but now I needed to clean up all this paint stripper. What you see me doing besides talking to myself is wetting the paint so that there isn't too much dust. While I scrape into the areas where the paint has blistered or cracked, any place I see rust exposed. Then I go back over the entire side with a copper scrub pad and more water. I follow that up with a heat gun to try and create temperature differentials between the paint and the metal underneath. Then I go back over it looking for any newly exposed rust spots or cracks and scrape the paint from around them. This process is not fast, but at some point I had put too much energy into trying other methods. You might notice I'm spraying each side white as I finish up. That's for the painting video, but in the interest of disclosure, this is a rust converting primer, and it's being put there to make sure I don't accumulate more rust, and it creates a surface that has two purposes. I can see sections of the old finish that I missed because there's a higher contrast, and it throws better shadows. And the dents and scratches stand out more so that I can hammer them flat from the other side easier. I'm by no means a body professional, just a dude with some hammers. I'll be taking a lot of this rust converting primer back down as I get closer to painting time. One more run across, and that side is done.
No matter what I do, I can't get away from the trash can workbench. And this chunk of wood that has a decent enough angle already in it. So, about 3 feet? Alright. The thing is, I know that he has a carpenter's roughing square, but I believe it's out at the job site with him. Okay. This is going to be interesting just because I'm just going to let it fall. Wait a second. I see what I did. You see what I did? I have to be careful. That's going to bite me if I'm not. Maybe I should do. Said it wasn't now because I hate cutting that way. So I'm thinking that I'm basically going to end up cutting this in half. I'm first going to drill through these, and then I'm going to use one of them as a template to drill through these guys. Good plan, great plan. A DeWalt drill set with a Milwaukee drill. Yeah. Which screws am I going to be using? Yeet. If I'm going to set something as the flat surface, mark it as such. Because otherwise I'll use this side and then I'll run into a problem. And don't nobody want a problem. One, two, Oh no. We shall see. One, two, three. One, two, three. It's a little bit too long, but I can deal with it. Right now, I'm just hoping that I didn't screw these together. We'll see. No, we can just take care of this one. Might as well. We're here. Taking bets. Are they currently screwed together? Nope. Upside up. As Logan Couture once said, that's one. Let's give it a divot. Whatever. Close enough. Spent so much time talking about how, oh, it doesn't need to be perfect. And then what am I doing? Standing here trying to make it perfect. One. Hey. My other friend that's in construction has always said that the way that people who aren't in construction run screws, it makes him laugh. We all try to be pretty dainty about it, and you can't. You just can't. This guy is gonna go right. It's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be functional. Good enough. Now I gotta move all this garbage over here. Wait, you can't even see it. Jeez. Speak up next time. But now I know. It's USN 97-17883.
So, editor David here, I figured I should share what I found when doing some research on that number. According to the Naval Facilities Engineering Command document, NAVFAC P300, page 2-33, figure 23, USN numbers starting in the 90s are passenger vehicles, trucks, and trailers, and anything 97- is a trailer. So, that's accurate and also kind of cool. I'll let you get back to it.
So if you know any Navy that ran one of these around and happens to remember it, this part kind of makes me sad. Nothing to it. Let's do it. I can't undo what someone else did. I've got pictures of it, so my hope is that I can recreate it, right? This is after power washing it twice. Actually, 3 times. I power washed this thing 3 times. Here's the front. It's quite rusty. The first step was putting gloves on. What am I doing? Kids these days. Sip of coffee for luck. I really should have put this on wheels. Right there. This side goes down. go. Perfect. A few areas that I've kind of touched up a little bit, but like up around here, quite rusty. I'm gonna pull off these and this guy, and you know,
This video is getting a little bit long, so maybe this is a good time to say, to be continued.